my threshold for pain is very high because I've had a lot of pain in my life. I've also had a lot of highs in my life. So it's a good balance. You don't want so much highs and no lows, bro. Like, I'm not telling you to go out here and take L's. You continuously to striving to try to be the best that you can possibly be. You're going to take L's on the way up, but that's cool. The L's help you learn the lessons. Nobody's a loser until they quit. What's up, baby? We back. Welcome back to another episode of the Tyren Johnson Show. I'm your host, Tyren Johnson, professional basketball player currently playing in France. And this is my show where we tap into mental toughness, self-mastery, basketball, life, motivation, everything to make you a better person, to elevate in life. If you can do me this one favor, if you get a chance, please, at some point, if I give you any value, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Please leave a star rating and a comment or review if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts. Besides that, man, leave a comment. Let me know anything you want to talk about, or let me know what you feel about this, what you think about this, so that we can have a conversation in the comment section. Besides that, welcome to the show. Let's get it. Today's topic is it never gets easy. It's something that has really shocked me as I've become older, right? I look up, I'm 35 years old. Can't believe it, bro. It's like time flies, especially when you're having fun, right? Time moves slow when you don't got no motion, but when you moving and you doing everything that you put your mind to and you've been disciplined, time flies, right? That's why you gotta enjoy every moment. That's why you gotta stay present. Can't be focused on the future, can't be focused on the past. You gotta enjoy the present moment because time flies. So let me tell you something about time, right? For me, I thought that I had a ton of time to figure it out. I'm year 14, bro. It's almost over for me. Like, take advantage of today. Trust me, take advantage of today. First point I want to talk about is some people think when you reach a certain level of success, everything will be good. Some people think when you reach a certain point of success, everything will be good. It's not. It's not. It never gets easy. You'll be surprised, man. You'll think that, okay, I made it to the league. You just starting. You just starting because it's 20,000 people trying to take your spot. It's a bunch of execs. It's a bunch of TV reporters. It's a bunch of sports analysts that's trying to bring you down. The people that you grew up with trying to bring you down. Like your girlfriend, bring you down. The friends that ain't make it trying to bring you down. Like, it never gets easy. You start to see, I got some money in my pocket now, boy. It's better really get easy. No, it's better really get hard. You've gotten comfortable, but you're gonna see a shift in everyone's behavior that's around you. Your family is gonna become so entitled, especially when you look like me. You come from the same culture, same background as me. Your family is going to become so entitled because it's not that you made it, it's we made it, right? Gilbert Arenas made a great point. He was talking about, and Mason Plumlee also made this point. They say that black athletes, they say athletes go broke 3 to 4 years after they retire. I mean, most athletes, professional athletes, are black. So he would say it's not because they're stupid with their money, it's because they get taxed a bunch of times. They get taxed from the government, they get taxed from the state, and they also have this thing called black tax, right? Meaning their family members, their friends, they're getting started in their neighborhood, their family is being threatened, lives on the line because the local guys are like they want their cut too. So it's crazy. It's crazy what success does. It's like success does a lot. It gives you a lot of opportunities. It makes you very comfortable, but it also put a magnifying glass on you, your life, your family, and everybody else's. So it never gets easy, man. It's like you got to keep on working. You got to keep on trucking because life comes in so many different forms that if it's easy, it wouldn't even be life. Like, that life is boring. An easy life is a boring life. A hard life is a stressful life. I try to be as blissful as possible. And how do I be as blissful as possible? By being as disciplined as possible. By sticking to what I know, sticking to what I love, sticking to what I want to do, and trying my best to be the best at those things. Right? Next point. No matter where you are, there will always be a challenge. That's exactly what you want. It keeps you young. And that's what I was just talking about. It's like by staying disciplined, you stay young, right? Like if you get to where you want to get to, one of my biggest fears is like, I've lived my dream so early in my life. It's like I have so much life to go. Like, okay, what's next? Like some people, it takes them 30 years to get their dream. Like they'll start working at 20 and they'll get to where they want to be at like 50. I got to where I want to be at 22, right? I went from $0 to boom, 6 figures in the bank account overnight. And I'm like, whoa, okay, what's next? Okay, let's be the greatest basketball player you can possibly. Let's go to the NBA. I'm playing against the Chicago Bulls. Whoa, okay, this is cool. What's next? Out the league, back overseas. Okay, let's work our way up here. Got to the top, got to a Euro Cup team. Whoa, I can't live in this country. I got to go back home. Blow that, retire. Boom, let's do some business, entrepreneurial stuff. Made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. Whoa, got to go back to playing back. Like, it never gets easy, but all those ups and downs, it was highs. It was being the MVP in college, then not getting drafted, then getting on training camp teams, then getting cut, then going to preseason games, then getting sent back overseas, then going to the G League All-Star, then back overseas, then come overseas, go to the championship, then I retire because I'm tired of living overseas. Then I come back, boom, go back to another championship. Then I go to an extremely high budget team with a big contract that I signed for, and I retired again. Then I signed a deal in Japan off Facebook, and we go back to the championship there. And boom, we lost by 30 in the championship. I come back down. I go back to square one. Like, that keeps you young. The ups, the downs. But the stories I'll be able to tell will last forever, right? I'm battle tested, right? My threshold for pain is very high because I've had a lot of pain in my life. I've also had a lot of highs in my life. So it's a good balance. You don't want so much highs and no lows, bro. Like, I'm not telling you to go out here and take L's. You're continuously striving to try to be the best that you can possibly be. You're going to take L's on the way up, but that's cool. The L's help you learn the lessons. Nobody's a loser until they quit. Right? Next point I want to make. There's 3 different levels. I'll use a basketball analogy, right? There's your prime, right? There's when you're young, there's your prime, and there's when you're a vet. When you're young, you got to prove that you belong, right? You got to prove that you are a pro. You got to dominate somewhere to prove that you should get paid for playing basketball. You got to prove that you should get paid 6 figures to be an engineer, right? That means you got to go to college, you got to get good grades or whatever the case may be, network and meet somebody. As a basketball player, you have to dominate somewhere, right? So you got to prove yourself when you're young. Nobody's going to believe in you. Everybody's going to look at the top rated guys. Most likely that's not you because that's a very small select few. So you got to make those guys pay, right? You got to make everybody pay. You got to make everybody pay your whole career. That's what this is about. You got, when you're young, you got your prime years, you got your vet years, right? You prove yourself. Now you're a pro. You got the job you wanted. Play a couple of years. Okay, this kid is showing some potential. Let's give him the bag. Now you're hitting your prime. 28, 31, 32 years old. 28 to 32 years old. It's most guys' prime overseas, right? You're hitting your prime from 28 to 32. Now you got to prove that this contract is worth it. Now you got to prove that you're worth the contract that they're giving you, right? That's a whole nother battle. Like I said, it never gets easy. When you're young, you're like, man, I got to prove myself. Prove yourself. You're like, oh, I'm here. Prime time. You get your prime contract. Now you got to prove that you're worth this contract, right? You go through all these years, boom, lived out your prime, did good. Boom, now you're a vet. Oh, it's easy. I'm a vet. I know everything. Now you got to prove that you're not old, right? They're going to start calling you old. They're going to start saying you're slow. They're going to start saying you're not the same person you were no more. Now you got to prove all that. You're going to always have to prove yourself, bro. It never gets easy. When you're young, you have to prove yourself. When you're your prime, you have to prove that you're worth it. When you're a vet, you have to prove that you're not old. That's sports. It's kind of inhumane, but that's sports. That's what it is. That's business. That's life. You got to constantly prove yourself. Even after you retire, if you want to coach, you got to prove yourself that you can coach men, right? Now, after you can prove that, now you got to prove that you can coach at a university. Once you prove that, now you got to prove you can coach as a professional. Like, it doesn't stop. But once again, it keeps you young. It never gets easy, and you don't even want it to get easy, right? Next point. You can take a step further if you choose to coach. Oh, I just talked about that. That was one of my points, but I just talked about even whenever you're a coach, you still have to prove yourself. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off. In conclusion, life never gets so easy where you think you can just go on a beach and just relax. Life constantly tests you. So many guys I know that's like, man, I'm going on the beach, man. I want to go on the beach, drink pina coladas. I want to have the nice looking girls next to me. I want to bring my family out there, stay on the island. Bro, that gets boring after about a couple of days. Like, you don't got no family out there. You don't got no culture out there. You don't got nothing that you truly enjoy out there. You just out there by yourself. That ain't life, bro. One of the most telling moments for me was when I first came overseas. We used to take these trips to Paris. I took a solo trip to Paris by myself, and I just got like a super expensive hotel, maybe like $900,000 a night, view the Eiffel Tower, floor to ceiling windows, drinking some wine. It's 12 o'clock at night. The Eiffel Tower is like lit up. And I'm like, this is so beautiful, but I'm by myself. No family, no friends. I wish I could enjoy this with my mother, with my nieces, with my nephews, with a significant other. And I'm like, this just ain't worth it. Like, seeing these beautiful views and it's all by yourself, like, that's whack, bro. Like, you'll get so much money till you realize how whack life is. Because life ain't about money. Life's about family, friends, experiences. Life constantly tests you, and you want to constantly take the test so that life can be exciting. When you're not testing yourself in life no more, life gets boring, and you start doing things that go against life. You start doing things that's risky. You start doing things that's immoral. Start doing things that's against your principles. And that's when you get yourself in trouble. That's when guys start falling in love with the weed. That's when guys start falling in love with the alcohol, the vices, sex, porn, objectifying women, all kind of things. Like, bro, you want to constantly be tested as a man, as a person. I don't even want to say as a man, as a person, so that you can constantly go through life trying to figure things out, because that keeps you young. A stale mind is a dead mind. You don't want to die young. You don't want to die old. You want to just go. That's a quote. You don't want to die young. You don't want to die old. You want to just go, because you've lived every moment, every second that you were present. If this video have given you any type of value, I'll ask again, please, bro. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like. If you don't like it, leave a dislike, and leave a comment, tell me what you dislike. If you like, leave me a comment, tell me what you did like. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, leave a star, leave a review, share it with your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend. Every day make them pay so that one day you can live a truth life. I'm out, baby.